I think this is like the fifth player study that I've done for a non-Ravens player, that is, from the 2021 season since the Super Bowl was ended. And they've all been fun to do, to see different schemes and different player techniques. To be honest with so far, to be honest with you, the one that's the most interesting for me has been CJ Mosley. I do recall when he played with the Ravens that there was the perception that he was a very good player against the run, extremely poor in pass coverage, slow in pass coverage even. I think I recall those terms, and you may correct me in the comments section if you have a more concise or more clear, recollection of what was said about him. Of course, he's gone through some injuries with the Jets, and I think he's been slimmed down a little bit the last two seasons, and I think the film shows that this year. I am going to offer an opinion on CJ Mosley that is probably unpopular. I think he can be an elite linebacker for a Super Bowl team. I really do. I think I see evidence of an extremely high level of awareness, number one. And I'm going to try to show that to you in at least two plays here. I'm going to show you 7 plays that I would consider high impact plays. And he has a number of them. He has way more than 7. I'm just going to break up some of these player film studies into 2 smaller segments. The 20-minute player film study videos don't seem to be garnering that much attention. The average watch time is way less than 20 minutes, so I've got to make them either more interesting or shorter videos or both. So this is my attempt to do so. So what I'm going to do is show you CJ Mosley, seven of his impact plays from 2021. Interestingly enough, sometimes he plays Mike in the jet scheme, like here. This is a 4-3 structure, and you have a strong safety rolled up here in the box. So that's their fourth. You got 3 inside backers right here. He's clearly playing Mike. This is going to be a sack read against Ryan Tannehill. It's going to be a play action fake to Derrick Henry there. And you see that Mosley has stepped up to play the run, and then he identifies its pass, and he gets himself a sack. I think he only had 2 this season, or maybe it was 2.5. But you can see once he recognizes he wants to go, he's not slow. He's not slow at all. I mean, he's going to make plays all throughout this video that show you a guy who has great intuition, reads exceptionally well, and has enough foot speed to play his gap, which in this case is the A gap, or be able to run outside and make plays. I'm going to show you 2 plays on the edge by CJ Mosley that I think just illustrate how high level he still is, in 2020, going into 2022. This is one of them. This is a toss play to Joe Mixon, and they're trying to get outside. The force player, which should be the force player, is lined up inside number 1 in a manner in which he can be cracked. Now, they do not crack him here, but they could get the edge easily, and if they do crack, then you have to get a corner to replace it. In this look here, this is a nickel, a 4-2 nickel alignment. CJ Mosley's playing the will. He's playing to the weak side. You have a tight end up here to the defense's left, the offense's right. And so he's to the weak side. He's set to the weak side. So let's run it. And this is the angle that he's going to take on this toss. The force player, the strong safety I showed you, is going to end up going inside, which, the way I understand the force player, he should not be doing so. But this might just be a spill concept for them. And you can see Mosley putting his hand on the guy to kind of guide him inside. Look at that play. I mean, look at the bend that he's got here to dip under this diving offensive lineman right here. This guy right here is going to dive at him, and Mosley dips under him and gets just enough of a piece of Mixon to force Mixon to jump back inside. That's a fantastic play against the run. And even though, so many teams in the NFL are becoming increasingly pass dominant, CJ Mosley makes plays like this against the run and the pass. I'm going to show you a play against the pass that I think is equally effective to this. As a former linebacker coach myself, I love seeing plays like this. The level of awareness that he has, there's something that he sees. Maybe it's the 2 tightly aligned guys over here. If you look at the numbers of these guys, that's not Boyd, that's not Chase, that's not T. Higgins. So he must know something in terms of where the football is going. You got 12 personnel, the tight ends lined up as a fullback, motions out. Look, that's the force player right there. He's going to jump inside, like I said before, from the all-22. Just a fantastic play. I don't know what you think. I just see a guy who is still got a lot of passion, still got a lot of leadership, and still makes a hell of a lot of plays. And it's not just all plays against the run. This one is going to be against the pass. This is a goal line stand that the Jets had against the Bengals. Of course, they won that game. I'm not sure if you recall. This is a goal line stand. I think they had 2 stops inside the 10-yard line in that game. I know they had 1. Okay, he's going to be guarding Mixon here, and you can see he's lining up late. This other linebacker right here is positioning him to move out. They need somebody to move out there. They've got a third, a three-man surface here. They got guard, tackle, tackle. That's number 75. They bring him on and do that with him often. And then they've got this strong safety lined up over the top of him, this D-end outside. So it's kind of like what I would call a bear technique. Over to the weak side, they've got a guy wider than the slot, and it's empty, which the Bengals love empty. Check out this play. You tell me what you think of CJ Mosley covering. This is down here in short space, so he's not covering, in a whole lot of space. That's a stop. That was ruled short. Now, I don't think they scored this drive, to be honest with you. I don't believe so, and you can correct me in the comment section if they did. I believe this was part of a goal line stand. I think it's a fantastic play. Equally impressive as the stop on that run play that I just showed you, because he's got to go avoid the rub route by the number 1 receiver, which I think is the tight end, 87, and then still get out there over the top of 87 and make the tackle on Joe Mixon, who, of course, we all know is a hell of an athlete. Beautiful football play, if you ask me. Gives you an idea of what he can do if he's assigned to guard somebody man in short space. He's not going to be able to guard a running back like Mixon man, 15, 18, 20 yards down the field, obviously. Just a fantastic play. You guys let me know what you think of that play in the comments section. All right, 4th play I think I've got for you against the pass as well in the Bengals game was a huge play. Here he is. They're going to walk him and the other inside linebacker up to show pressure. Looks like cover 0 across the board. With this safety on this slot receiver, obviously man here and man here. The Bengals are going to run a mesh concept with the tight end and Trevor Boyd, or Boyd, who is in the slot. And watch how Mosley covers this. That's the route that Boyd's going to run. Mosley's not playing him man. Mosley's just dropping out. And I believe there's a blown coverage with these 2 guys right here on the tight end. I believe there's a blown coverage, and CJ Mosley makes up for it. Drops out, and this is a 3rd and 4, and that's a stop. They stopped him on that possession. It's a beautiful play. I'm going to give you the end zone angle too so you can see it. If you lost track of Mosley, here he is here. He's worked himself. He was at the line of scrimmage, faked the blitz, came back, and now he's going to work around and make this tackle on Boyd, short of the first down to go. Unbelievable play, if you ask me. Again, it's short space, that he's not being asked to cover downfield, but you don't do that with your inside linebackers anyway, unless you got, no sense as a defensive coach. So here's Boyd over here to the right. There's Mosley. He's going to fake a blitz, and they're doing that just to try to get, a free rusher off the edge or maybe through the B-gap. And then he's eyeing up Burrow right now while Boyd is running this shallow drag or this under. You can see that you got the mesh concept here between the 2 shallow drags or 2 under routes. And then you got the 3rd guy sitting in the low hole in the middle of the field. The awareness level, I think, that CJ Mosley has is extremely underrated. I believe he sees this. He sees this crosser right here. And he knows that there's got to be another crosser coming, from his backside hip. I believe that this is not luck. I believe that when luck is when opportunity meets preparation. And to me, CJ Mosley looks like a guy who is prepared for each situation because he probably studies film like a maniac. All right, here he is playing will linebacker against the Dolphins. And you're going to get a play action where the running back is going to counter step and then come back over here to the right. This tight end, this H-back, whatever you want to call him, he's going to look like he's going to down block and then slip out into the flats. And again, I think this is an illustration or an example of CJ Mosley with a tremendously high awareness and the physical ability and explosiveness to drop the hammer on an NFL tight end. I think that's the Dolphins' best tight end. I could be wrong. But in any case, to drop the hammer on him for a huge hit. When you get to end zone angle, I'm going to try to convince you that first of all, CJ Mosley is going to look like he's running slow at one point. I believe he's doing that intentionally because I think he understands concepts. So this back is going to counter step like I drew up from the All-22. This H-back is going to fake down block and then slip out into the flats. Watch the awareness that I think CJ Mosley has. He identifies that it's pass now. He knows that since it's play action to this side, he's going to get an under or an over route coming back across the field. So watch what he does with his hit. He looks back. He looks back at the receiver right here. I believe he sees that this guy's covered, even though that there's a yard and a half of separation, maybe 2 yards between them. I believe that CJ Mosley is intentionally running slow right now because he knows that this route right here is being covered. And what he's trying to do, in my opinion, is make sure nothing else from the backside can be thrown back at this angle behind him. I think he understands the concept that the Dolphins are running. And I think he's intentionally running slow right now to stay in the window behind that, not for this receiver, but for a receiver who could be off screen to our right. And you may disagree with me, and that's fine if you do. CJ Mosley's a guy who gives high effort. CJ Mosley's explosive. Obviously, he shows you that here to finish this play. I do not think he is lollygagging or running slow right now intentionally because he don't feel like playing football for the rest of the play. I think he's doing this to get in the window backside of any other delayed crosser, after this guy coming across the field. And then the ability to finish with an explosive hit. I mean, I think he's got everything that you want in a starting linebacker in the NFL. Now whatever team, you're coming here to watch, film for, or apply this to your team, you can apply that to. I think CJ Mosley has a spot on pretty much any team in the NFL at this point. Salary structure-wise, I'm not offering comment on that. I just think the guy can play against the run and against the pass. And I'm showing you film trying to prove that to you. All right, against the run, here's Derrick Henry. He's going to fit. There's going to be a combo block, I think, here. And he's going to fit inside of this combo block. I can't show you the end zone angle because my recording messed up. But you'll be able to see it, hopefully. You can see him, and you can see the impact between him and Henry getting ready to happen right here. Now, there are other guys that help finish the play. Don't get me wrong. But it's not like it's not like CJ Mosley gets a running start and hits Derrick Henry full impact on a running start. Watch his footwork. He comes downhill, regathers his feet. So, right now, what are they, 5 yards apart, maybe 4.5? His toes is on the 26. His toes is almost on the 22, so let's call it 4.5. It's not like CJ Mosley's getting a running start. Derrick Henry's getting a running start, unimpeded. Derrick Henry's coming downhill now. Watch Derrick Henry's steps. Downhill, he had to make one slight little veer cut off a down block. That's a huge impact. Now, there was other guys who finished the tackle, but the initial impact was CJ Mosley one-on-one with Derrick Henry and stopping him right now, stopping his forward momentum. Great play, man. Just a great play. Can't show you the end zone angle, like I said, because it's all messed up. One more play to illustrate his run fits. This one he's unblocked just like the last one. There's nobody for him to deal with. But from when I get the end zone angle, I'm going to try to convince you how intelligent I think CJ Mosley is. So you got this motion by Alvin Kamara running out to the outside. Jets aren't really respecting it, if you ask me. It was like they knew it wasn't going to be a jet sweep. And then you get this down block by the left tackle, and they're trying to run off tackle. CJ Mosley fits this thing and makes this tackle pretty much one-on-one. You do have a D tackle trying to get involved who's created a pile. And now, look, the Jets gave up a lot of points in some of these games, so there's a lot of goal line plays. There's a lot of opportunities for CJ Mosley to look good. I think he looks really good. And you can tell me, I did post up on my YouTube channel a little comment saying, hey, what's everybody think of CJ Mosley? You're going to get down schemes here, and he's going to fit outside, but watch the width that he maintains. He doesn't go so tight off this. He doesn't go so tight off this so as to allow the running back to maybe try to bounce it. Now, I believe he knows that he's got this number 40 overlapping things. I believe he knows that. When there's motion, I believe he understands he's got 40 overlapping him. He leaves some space in here. And depending on how great an athlete you are, you can leave more or less space. To me, what I have taught people before in these situations is the better athlete you are, the more space you can leave because you're able to close down here. But you're talking about you got to be an athlete who can finish the tackle and not allow any forward momentum on the running back because that running back, is about ready to score, or if it's a short yardage situation. He's got perfect spacing here between the down block of this left tackle to go ahead and finish the play, but not give this guy a two-way go. He's only given him just enough space to try to power through. He's doing that intentionally, on the fly, mid-game, understanding spacing, awareness, and what the running back could do if he closes down too far and he leaves enough green grass or turf, in this case, over here. I just think he's a incredibly high level player, incredibly high level awareness. From what everyone says of him, he's got nothing but great leadership skills. Is he worth all the salary that the Jets paid for him? Well, no. I mean, under the modern salary cap, he's probably not worth all that money. No. To me, he's a guy that if he was to go to like the Patriots or even the Ravens or the Bucks. Now, not the Bucks as they're going to be constructed this year, but the Bucks in previous in the last 2 years when they made it to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl, and then their run in the playoffs before they lost to the Rams. If he goes to a team that is a high-level team anyway, I think he could push them over the edge defensively. I really do. Some of you guys are going to disagree with me in the comment section, specifically probably some Ravens fans, and that's cool. I mean, you guys hopefully know from my channel's the tone of my channel. I mean, disagreements are cool with me. I think that's what makes the world go round. In terms of CJ Mosley, I do intend to put out at least one more video, maybe two, showing his effectiveness against a run in one video, and then against the pass in possibly a third video. Let me know what you guys think you see out of CJ Mosley and how much you like this breakdown, if at all. Appreciate you guys checking the video out.